Hello everyone, I'm Willie Do It and you are watching another awesome video at Video Infostation. We are your #1 source for all the best topics of the day, both past and current. If you want to be informed, then you are at the right place. So stop and watch the selected video. Also, if you want to stay up to date on all upcoming videos, please hit the subscribe button now, and you will always know of forthcoming videos. Please don't forget to give us a like, and hit the like button as well. Now for today's topic, we will be discussing the CBD oil hype, and what the experts are saying, how CBD oil might be your solution to dealing with anxiety. I'm sure you will find the conclusion very surprising at the end of the video. Enjoy the video we have researched for you.
Nope, tongue back.
That's me, trying CBD at a shop in New York City.
Whoa, so flavorful.
Lately, I've seen this stuff everywhere.
Okay.
At your local health food store, but also at Urban Outfitters, Sephora, and CBD shops like this one. And if you look at some of the branding, it kind of makes sense. These products claim to help with everything from anxiety to insomnia to muscle pain. It almost sounds too good to be true. And maybe it is. To find out, I set up a little experiment. For 1 week, I took CBD 3 times a day, while at the same time, I tracked my anxiety with a scorecard. And I also chatted with an expert before and after to sort through the results. Here's what I learned. CBD is a distant cousin of THC. That's the psychoactive chemical in marijuana. They both come from the cannabis plant, but CBD isn't psychoactive, meaning it doesn't get you high. Now, of course, getting high isn't the only reason why cannabis is popular. People also use it to relieve pain, control seizures, and lessen anxiety. But as researchers like Dr. Yasmin Hurd are discovering, it's likely CBD, not THC, that's behind these benefits.
It can activate some serotonin receptors, and serotonin system is associated with alleviating anxiety.
Dr. Hurd has been studying the effects of CBD for over 10 years, and she's found that it can reduce anxiety in people with a history of heroin addiction. Now, fortunately, I don't have a history of addiction, but I do see a therapist for chronic anxiety, and CBD could help.
Both under normal conditions and in people who have anxiety disorders, enough research has started to show that it does have an anti-anxiety effect.
So, back at the shop, I tried all kinds of products.
Here we go.
From sweets
Tastes like chocolate.
to lotions and sprays.
I think I missed my mouth.
And while Dr. Hurd couldn't recommend a specific dose for me, she did say that 300 milligrams should be enough to feel something if I take it every day. Because participants in clinical trials typically take anywhere from 300 to 600 milligrams. So those chocolates and sprays, yeah, they weren't gonna cut it. Instead, I went for something different.
Tinctures, right? These are where you really get into the higher strength things. Yes.
I decided to err on the side of caution and take 250 milligrams each day, broken out into 3 doses. 50 milligrams in the morning, 100 milligrams at midday, and another 100 milligrams at night. That way, it wouldn't hit me all at once.
All right, today is the day. I'm kind of nervous. All right, here we go.
Now, mind you, this was a Wednesday, a work day.
It's a 50. So gross. I mean, my mouth is like filled with oil right now. It's like a nasty feeling. It doesn't taste good.
Side note, the reason I'm taking CBD this way is that there are tons of capillaries under your tongue. So anything you put there can be absorbed directly into your bloodstream. Now that's different than when you ingest CBD, like with that chocolate. A lot of it is broken down by your stomach, so you probably won't feel much. Anyway, several hours later, I took my last dose of the day.
And I would say, if anything, I just feel extremely tired.
That was the first thing I noticed, that CBD was making me drowsy, really drowsy. Dr. Hurd said that's actually a pretty normal side effect at high doses.
So tired.
But as I discovered the next night, it might also be great for hangovers.
See, I went to a concert. Carly Rae. Anyway, I had some alcohol.
The next morning, I felt great. And according to Dr. Hurd, that might be because CBD also has some anti-inflammatory effects. But what about anxiety, what I was really in this for? Each morning, I filled out the anxiety scorecard that Dr. Hurd gave me. It's a rough estimate of my daily emotional state, based on numbered responses to statements like, I feel at ease. But day to day, it was a lot harder to figure out whether CBD was actually helping.
After 3 days now of CBD, I'm mostly just tired.
But over the weekend, I finally got that relief I was looking for, even more quickly than I had expected.
So I happened to take CBD right before I had to do something kind of stressful today, and I took 100 milligrams and felt like pretty quickly felt my nerves calming down, and I was like, oh my god, this is totally working, which is really great because I feel like I'm looking for that like quick relief as everyone is.
Now, of course, this could have been a placebo. I mean, all of this could be placebo. So a few days later, I tried it again in a similar high-stress situation.
Not gonna lie, I actually feel a little bit more calm. It kind of like puts me into this almost like disassociative state. I will say that I've also been listening to the Lion King soundtrack, so like maybe that's a part of it. When is the Lion King not gonna relax you, right?
At that point, I just had 1 day left.
I must say I am kind of excited to stop having to take this 3 times a day. I think part of it is just like scheduling it and remembering. I've also just been so much more tired. I don't feel like my anxiety was kind of washed away. I felt like there were a few times where it really helped in certain instances, and like overall kind of maybe lowered the intensity of how I was feeling because I felt kind of lethargic.
At the end, I looked over my anxiety scorecard, and sure enough, it showed that I was feeling slightly less anxious on my last day compared to my first, especially when I looked at statements like this. Yeah, that's a big one for me. And I was excited to run these results by Dr. Hurd.
How do you feel?
To be honest, I don't feel that different. I think that the biggest change that I noticed is I was just tired all the time, kind of like slow-mo, like lethargia, that makes me feel like a little bit disassociated with reality, but quite kind of in a good way. And I think that that is like what made me feel a little less anxious at times.
Taking it at night only might be the best, so that this way get past the initial sedative effects or groggy effects, and then you don't have to worry about taking other things like caffeine or so on to try and keep awake.
And what about those moments of more instant relief? Was that in my head, or could CBD act that fast?
Yeah, absolutely. For us in our studies, people did shortly after getting CBD, but again at higher doses than you had, did report reduced anxiety.
But if there was one takeaway from our conversations, it was this.
CBD, ironically, even though it's now this huge fad in our society, we still don't have a very good handle on how it's working.
In other words, we don't know what size dose you should take, how exactly it changes your brain, or how it impacts different people in different ways. And that's largely because until late 2018, nearly all CBD was classified as an illegal substance, which made it really difficult for scientists to study. And while research is starting to catch up, in some ways, it's kind of too late.
It's one of the first times in history that the public is determining whether something is medicine, not scientists and physicians.
As for me, will I continue using CBD? Yeah, but likely only for those moments when I need that instant relief. Because while it seems to benefit a lot of people, I'm personally not fully convinced. And also because this bottle, it costs more than $130. And if I'm gonna spend that much on anything, I wanna be totally sure that it works.